We've all been sold the idea that Walz handled, let's just take the George Floyd week, that he handled it poorly and was tardy in summoning the National Guard.
Don't use the word sold. Sold is a bad descriptor there.
What do you want me to do?
He did.
Okay, but I'm developing a new take on it.
Oh, I don't like where you're going. You're making me nervous, Mayor. Go ahead.
The take I would now take on it, the take I now have on it is that was all by design. That he had no interest in bringing in the Guard. We're tipped off by a couple of things. The text from his then 19-year-old daughter just keeping rioters in the loop. Oh, don't worry, there's no National Guard yet. Okay, and then the wacky wife saying, "I love to have the window open to smell the burning for the new whatever." I'm paraphrasing whatever she said, the new awakening in America or whatever. I am beginning to think that it was only because people were just screaming at him that he called the Guard. I don't think he ever would have.
Well, there were news anchors in town pleading with him.
How did he not have the foresight to realize that his actions, you know what, they would be questioned, but really it didn't matter because he won an election after that.
He was reelected. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, so, and especially in this state where evidently no one is paying attention. No one seems bothered by the fact that he is financially irresponsible. And he was excused, as far as I can see. He's been dramatically excused from any malfeasance regarding the week of rioting. I think we got enough clues to suggest that he rather purposefully delayed calling the riots, and and maybe delayed calling the Guard, and maybe it was because he felt justified in the rising of the oppressed.
I remember that time and us having a conversation.
Wasn't that long ago?
But I remember the conversation saying, "Is he trying to set up Fry to fail? Or is he trying to make Fry look bad?" I remember us having that conversation.
No, I don't think that's it at all. I think his true colors were showing.
Okay.
Gazelka texted him, "Where are you?" And he didn't like that. The governor didn't.
He didn't want to be seen as stepping on the throats of his voters.
Well, I think we should. I think those. I don't think. Let me start over. You don't like the word sold. We have, Minnesotans have apparently bought the idea that Walz's behavior in the George Floyd situation was, were to merely brush it aside as incompetence, right? That was my take for the longest time. But ever since he got nominated for vice president, we know more and more about him. My take is no longer incompetence. My take was that was by design.
Purposely. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, absolutely, Joe.
There are too many clues. The chatty daughter, the wife exulting in
Gwen
in the riots. I'm sorry, this is who. Now, he's also under scrutiny in the Sahan Journal for the Congress is late to this. We've talked about this, but Congress wishes to grill him on his responsibility concerning the food fraud scandal. They've subpoenaed documents from his administration, and I predict nothing will come of that. He's going to meet friendly opposition to this. I can't see that he'll be.
The House is controlled by Republicans, albeit narrow.
Right, and I don't see that it'll end up being pilloried, because what this is going to come down to is an argument about who should have been responsible. It's always been my take that he should have been. Heather Mueller was his hire. She left as the scandal grew in intensity, and he he excused her to leave. He led her out the door with grand words. He's responsible. He is. And no one in Minnesota buys that.
No.
No one cares. No one cares.
Well,
that it was $250 million. No one cares.
The people that do care are being ignored.
And no one cares that he blew a surplus that now has to be duplicated every 2 years. That wasn't one-time spending. That's $18 billion now added to ongoing budgets.
Is it that no one cares, or is it just simply the fact that those of us that do care are just vastly outnumbered? Meaning, obviously, there's a lot of people that reside in this state that are fine with this and want this.
Why would they want this? Why would they want to lose money?
Because they might be benefiting from this type of government.
Well, I don't have anything to say to that. I think you're offering a distinction without a difference.
Okay.
The people not caring is the same as, what was the second thing he said? Never mind. But to me,
people benefiting
to
from
me,
this type of government.
eyes are more easily opened about this character. Then we discover his own family is saying, "You people are saps for buying into this guy. You have no bleeping clue." His own people are his brother.
Cousins and whatnot. Yeah.
Well, those are, and the paper covers for that by calling them distant cousins. His brother isn't distant.
No.
And his brother's saying, Now, the other thing that we have to keep in mind is, although in a Harris administration, based on her abilities, I would say that the Vice President Walz would have a great deal of influence. So maybe that's why Gazelka and Jim Schultz and the Sahan Journal and others are awakening to finding the truth out about this guy.
Is it worth asking where was the brother and the distant cousins while he was running for governor? Or were they just ignored?
No, but what's interesting is not knowing of them, the conventional media apparently not curious enough to wonder about siblings and what they think of the governor, just goes to show you how easily this guy slid into the governorship. No one questioned him. No one had a thought about it. He was passed off as this flannel shirt wearing guy that would show up at the fishing opener, and we didn't know a damn thing. And this country's going to pay for it.
It's so wild that the country thinks he's this good old boy Minnesotan from the outskirts, while here in Minnesota he doesn't dare go to the outskirts.
No. Right.
Nobody can deal with him.
He cannot. He won't deal with critics. He's won't
afraid
come on.
of us. Yeah, he's afraid of us.
We're really discovering who he is, and my fear, we don't know the half of it.